Puerto Ricans didn't start hip hop
Mm.
at all.
Hmm.
My African American brothers created hip hop, whether it was Africa Bambaataa, DJ Kool Herc.
Well, as you see, Fat Joe is crashing out again. You know, we all remember last year when he went on social media and he said that hip hop was created 50-50 by blacks and Puerto Ricans, right? And the black community went crazy. People like Grandmaster Caz came out and all the elders was coming out and was speaking and was like, that's false because it was a culture that we created out of desperation. And it wasn't just created just in the South Bronx because hip hop was part of black culture, period. No matter where you was, the way that we talk, the way that we dress, the way that we dance, the way that we thought, the way that we draw, it was a little bit of everything. It was an embodiment of our culture, right? So Fat Joe, when he makes that statement, you had, as you can see, some Puerto Ricans came out and disagreed because they were there. They said, no, my African-American brothers created it. And those are the brothers that actually love us, man, that got love for us, man. Because, like I said, a lot of these groups bring their anti-black racism to America. And they like our culture, they admire us, but they don't like us as a people. So they'll go and take it from us. So Fat Joe goes on to Math Hoffa, and Math Hoffa, I'm disappointed in you guys, man, because you didn't challenge him. Y'all know the history. And y'all sat there and laughed as if it was funny. So all of our people ain't 100, right? But Fat Joe said this.
These rumors were made by radical black. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican. Don't want to hear Guyanese. They don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say their name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean...
The FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these bros is. We got a Looney Tune, like your man Lord Jamar, who's a fucking Looney Tune.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a loony bin, right? We just said that the drug of choice is attention. It's this and this and that. They get a guy who, he was a legend. He's brand Nubian.
Right.
And he's the wackest in the crew, be clear. But now, this might be like trying to get lit, trying to say anything. The world's flat, the this, that, anything to go viral.
But see, the video don't lie. Fat Joe make those type of comments, but then you have the old school Puerto Ricans. We got video footage of them in the early 80s saying this.
Everything, all the breaking and stuff like that was considered underground. And so Kool Herc brought everything out into the open. And that was like, say, 74, 75. All the underground stuff, all the in-house, all the hallway dances, and all the house party dances were brought out to the street. And the more they took it to the street, the more nationalities got involved in it. You know, it was no longer an Afro-American thing. The Hispanic took to the dance.
I know for a fact that when I went to some parts, it was rare to see a Puerto Rican dancer breaking. And when they did, it was like, oh shit, check out the Puerto Rican B-boy, you know?
A lot of people used to call it like, yo, you know, like the Latinos, you know, Moreno means black, you know, they'd be like, yo, that's that Moreno style, you know, and that's the original style of B-boy.
So black kids invented breaking as we know it, as we understand it.
And as they said, it was underground. It was underground black culture. So this is the thing. Before hip-hop came out mainstream, how long was it underground black culture? How long was it underground FBA culture, right? For a long time, right? So then you have Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar responds. And he responds to Fat Joe very calmly, right? Because Fat Joe was very disrespectful. And again, Math Hoffa and them didn't challenge him. But Lord Jamar responded by saying this.
Fat Joe has an album out right now. And just like how the Democratic Party kind of expected foundational black Americans to just support it just because, I think Fat Joe thinks that although he has a gripe with foundational Black Americans. I think he believes that we're going to go out there and support his new venture. I feel that all foundational Black Americans should boycott Fat Joe's new album. Because what all these people don't understand is all these people who have been ingratiated by hip hop is that if you took it back to your so-called roots or to your motherland or whatever the case may be and asked them to support you, you would not be where you are today. I asked KRS, I asked Fat Joe, I asked Lazy Legs, Buster, a bunch of them. I asked to come to a debate. Sit down and let's talk about like civilized people. Bring your assets, bring what you have that strengthens your argument. I'm going to bring the people that I have that say they were there and can tell you about the origins of hip hop. And yes, some people may have been Puerto Rican. Some people may have had Jamaican background or something like that. But guess what? They were all doing and acting like foundational Black American youth. They weren't acting Jamaican. They weren't acting Puerto Rican when it came to interacting in hip hop circles. Even before the culture had a name, the culture was still there. And it was being influenced by foundational Black American youth using foundational Black American music as its base. We wasn't using any Puerto Rican slang. And not just Puerto Rican, anything. It's not about hating anything that doesn't look like you. These are non-arguments that people try to create to try to say that this is what people are upset about. No. We're upset about the fact that you can't just admit that the thing that you love, hip hop, that has brought you fame and fortune, was created by a people that you subconsciously look down upon.
And as you can see, a lot of the elder Puerto Ricans from the past, they really revere and respect us, because y'all gotta understand something. Back in those days, some Puerto Ricans was cool, but some of them was racist. They wasn't with us. They was wearing patches with swap. Excuse me. They was wearing patches. That's all, right? But they wasn't respecting us, right? And everybody knew it. They had the Cocomos or the Morenos and all those different names and stuff that they had for black folk, So that we act like we don't understand that. So while we were in the parks doing our stuff, they was over there doing their thing. So this is what the elder said.
After the holidays,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much, brother, for all that you do. And
Hold on. Brother, hold up right there.
Mhm.
Thank you
Mm.
for being a voice, with all respects, to my Puerto Rican people in this culture.
Mm.
Puerto Ricans didn't start hip hop
Mm.
at all.
Mhm.
My African American brothers created hip hop, whether it was Africa Bambaataa, DJ Kool Herc, Red Alert. Let's go back to Grandmaster Theodore. That's my boy. I was just out here with Theodore like how long ago? 5 months ago. Grandmaster Theodore. My God, I was hugging him like a little boy with a big bag of toys.
But then Tariq Nasheed caught wind, and he also decided to chime in. Check this out.
And Fat Joe, they sent him out to be the crash. dummy. So when Fat Joe went out there with that whole hostile take, they let him be the sacrificial lamb. And he made a real bold statement. He jumped out the window and said, hey, you know what? Hip hop was created by blacks and Puerto Ricans 50-50. And then he ran out the room. And everybody's like, what? Then he was doubling down. Yeah, I said it. I said what I said. It's 50-50. And everybody's like, why don't you explain it? What do you mean 50-50? What? Yeah. If y'all ain't from the Bronx, y'all just don't know. And then people from the Bronx started asking questions. Hey, what they talking about? What 50-50? And this was right around the 50th anniversary of hip hop, by the way. The 50th anniversary was coming up, and they were really trying to push a Black and Latino co-creation myth. And that's to minimize us. You just couldn't give us credit to say, hey, these foundational Black Americans created this phenomenal genre and this phenomenal culture. You had to try to crowbar a co-creation myth. That was meant to undermine us, ladies and gentlemen. When they try to crowbar somebody and create some kind of co-creation myth to your story, the ultimate goal is to undermine you. That's to erase you. And we talked about this in the movie Microphone Check. When we did the film Microphone Check, we got all of the pioneers, the people who were there at the very beginning, the first MCs, the first person to rap over records, DJ Hollywood, the first person to MC at a party, Folklore Rock, the first MC to really spit intricate 16 bars, Melly Mel, the first female MC, Shy Rock, the first B-boys, Sasa, Trixie, the first graffiti artist, Cornbread. We got all of the real pioneers. Something that has never been done before in a hip-hop film. Most hip-hop films, they'll have one or two pioneers and then start putting all of these Puerto Ricans who came in the 80s and then say that they're the pioneers. They always do that with hip-hop documentaries. They'll go get Crazy Legs or somebody. And then they misconstrue the origins of the genre. We in Microphone Check, we're clearing all of that up. We cleared all of that stuff up. We said, no, you're not going to create a false narrative. You're not going to do a co-creation myth. Hip-hop, every single element of it was created by foundational Black Americans, and we proved that emphatically.
And I'm going to say this to a lot of my African-American FBA family, a lot of my FBA family. You know, for years, I've got made fun of being pro-Black. Pro-Black, pro-wax, y'all too hardcore. But as time go on, society is forcing Black Americans to be pro-Black. You have to be pro-Black. You have no choice because they have no respect for you or your culture. They want to take it and make it their own, right? So now when you hear these elders say it was started by us and giving us our respect, but these new groups don't because they don't like you like that. It is what it is, and I've been telling y'all that. Stop being online, ridiculing Black women and ridiculing Black men and destroying yourselves in front of the world because you're teaching people how to treat you. That's why on my channel, I don't have a problem showing my family, my wife, my grandkids, and saying, hey, this is an FBA family, right? This is what FBA culture is about. But you guys, you come online and you want to be mad at Fat Joe, but you guys created a Fat Joe. Fat Joe feels comfortable going into Math Harper's room and talking like that and into his space because as FBA, this is our fault. We created this. We're teaching people how to treat us when we're not respecting each other as a group, when we're not shutting the door on other people, right? You have to tell them this is unacceptable and you will be held accountable when you disrespect us or try to take our culture away. And we have to be unapologetic about that and stand on it. And can't say this, but then next week, we back online committing verbal genocide on each other before everybody. It has to stop. It has to stop. And you have to stop supporting the channels that promote it. It has to stop. You can't fight for one way, but don't change your behavior in the other way. It's not going to work. So it's easy to criticize Fat Joe, but why is there Fat Joe created? What problem do we play? We already know what goes on with W supremacy and all the other groups. I got all that. But when these groups are comfortable enough to do this in 2024, knowing our history, where do we play a part in allowing that to happen? Because of the way that we portray ourselves on social media and everything else, it has to stop. It has to stop. We have to get some type of cultural integrity and cultural pride. And I've been saying this for years since I've been online. And not just saying it, changing the behavior, creating the urban nerves, working with the kids, promoting black families. I'm not just talking about it, I'm doing it. And we have to start being about it if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Other than that, the disrespect is going to keep on coming. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.